Hi, and welcome to video number 6, which is online time management. This specific video is going to be exciting because it has changed my life and I know it can change your life as well. The first thing first is you need to figure out what is creating your failures. Now, failure is usually due to putting things off and distractions in terms of business efficiency, in terms of doing things. You know, if you go online and you're running a full-time online business or even part-time online business, you don't have anybody to tell you to do things except for your buyers. So if you're putting off, let's say creating a product or writing a sales letter or doing articles or press releases or doing specific marketing tasks that you need to do, but you keep putting them off, the first thing you want to do before you improve yourself is to figure out what is distracting you. Now, if you're like me, you surf on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, and so forth, but you need to figure out how much time you're spending on Facebook, how much time you're spending on YouTube, and so forth. Now, fortunately for you, there is a software tool that I have found to be wonderful, and since using it, I've found helped me basically get rid of the distractions that had me putting things off. So now I'm beginning to lessen my failure in these areas and improve in these areas, improve my productivity and indirectly improving my business productivity as well. So there is a software, there is a free version, and there is a version that you can pay for. Now, let me reveal to you what this software is called. This software is called Rescue Time. It's a time management software that shows you how to spend your time wisely. So let's go ahead and go to the site. As you can see, it's called Rescue Time. And it's a wonderful piece of software. As you can see, there are 3 different types. There's Solo, Lite, and Solo Pro. You don't need to use this version unless you have a team of people. Let's say you have 5 or 2 or more people. You might want to check this out here. But if it's just you and you're running an online business, or you're not just online business, but you're an offline local business, but you use a computer a lot, you want to make sure that you pay close attention to these 2. Solo Lite is great if you want to get started. You can go ahead and download this for free. It does automate, tracking, try to figure out what kind of applications and sites you use. But as you use this, I'd recommend that you try this out too. You can try this and use this for free forever. This one has a 14-day trial. I recommend that you try this out, but you try the 14-day trial as well so you can see which ones are different. If you want to figure out what is the difference between this version and this version, you can read this. Basically, the Pro version tracks more sites. It allows you to track your offline time, such as meetings and phone calls. So if you want to know what you're doing throughout the day, this is a great feature right here, because a lot of times I'll get a phone call and it's not like Rescue Time is going to be able to track your phone calls and your meetings and so forth. So that's a little nifty tool here as well. It tracks your individual documents and so forth. It allows you to create alert rules and so forth. So it allows you to do a lot of different stuff. Now, I happen to have this part here, and I'm going to show you this, but you can try that out as well. What I like about this is this. I'm going to take the window and push it down here so that you can see. At the bottom right hand corner, you're going to see this little plus sign, right? This is the Rescue Time icon. Now, if I click on this, or right click, you can see that you can go to dashboard, which is basically this here. This is the dashboard, and it shows you your productivity level. If you get focused, for example, if I click on get focused for, let's say, 30 minutes, I click get focused, If I try to access sites like Facebook, it'll block it. And that's the amazing wonder of this software, is it'll block sites that are very distracting. So the question is, how do you know if a site is very distracting or not? Well, Rescue Time is automatically going to mark something distracting and non-distracting, but you can go in to the board and tell Rescue Time whether something is truly distracting or not. So if I click on the activities link here, it'll show you, okay, blue is for non-distracting. As you can see, I've accessed Google Docs, Camtasia, Amazon, MS Word, Gmail, and so forth. And Facebook, to me, because I don't really use Facebook for business reasons, I mark Facebook as distracting. Now you can go through here if you want. And let's say, for example, that anytime you access Amazon, for you, it happens to be productive. Let's say you're doing brainstorming and research and so forth. But if you're just going on Amazon.com to, do buying products, you can click on the negative and make it negative too, so it's very distracting. Or you can change it as well to do that. So as you can see, it also tracks not just online programs, but it also tracks down actual computer programs like applications and so forth, like Composer, Firefox, and so forth. These are actual programs that are on my computer. Now, if I click on Dashboard here, this is what I like to see. You can organize by year, month, week, and so forth. So by year, from January 1st to December 31st, 2001, that hasn't happened yet, but I can tell that productivity by week, from this month to this month to this week, I can see I spend less time because I've been able to speed my process up and so forth. You can see how much you spend on entertainment. I spend a lot of time on Netflix, unfortunately, and social networking and so forth. So you can see the different categories. Or let's say I want to figure out for this week, how much time have I actually spent this week? Productivity. This blue line is productive. So I spent about an hour to 2 hours a day working. This dashboard at the bottom is basically figuring out what I look at today. Today I logged in about 3 hours of work. I've been working since 1 p.m. and 13% of my time has been put towards distracting activities. And that's primarily because I've been showing you, the videos and going to distracting sites and so forth. Now, the nice thing is you can measure yourself against other people on Rescue Time. It says you're more productive than 94% of people. So it doesn't really matter how much time you work. It's the productive time that you work. So you could spend 2 or 3 hours of productive time a day and then waste 5 hours of the day working on distractive time. So this merely tells you, what is working for you and so forth. What is your productivity level, your efficiency level, and how your goals and how you can improve and so forth. So now that you know this tool, you can figure out what is producing the most distractions for you and eliminate them and increase your productivity by using this specific tool. Now you see that this specific tool has helped me do wonders, and you can use a specific tool. And what I recommend is you install Rescue Time, the software, on every one of your computers. I have 3 computers. I have 2 laptops and 1 desktop computer. That way I can figure out, let's say this is in my office right now and I go home on my laptop, what am I doing? Now obviously you're not working, throughout the whole day, and you might be going on the internet later on. What I would recommend is just tracking all the time, even during your leisure time. If you're watching Netflix movies or Amazon Prime and so forth, just because that'll give you a good idea as to what you're doing on the internet and track everything you do. If you can track everything you do, then I guarantee you will be able to decrease those distractions over time. I spend less time on Facebook, less time on Netflix, less time on YouTube because of this tool. And as you can see, this tool is powerful, and so go ahead and download the free version, but I'd highly recommend that you upgrade to the 14-day trial because it definitely helps out. I spend about 2 to 3 to 4 hours a day working, and I'm still able to do a lot of what I enjoy doing because of this tool and because of the video number 5 previously.